X-Men: Days of Future Past is set to hit theaters soon. The interesting thing about this story is that it was written back in the 1980s and set in 2013. Now in 2014, we see that many of the police state measures, which were fictional at the time of the writing, are pretty relevant now. Let's start with a look at the film's teaser trailer.
What have you been doing for the past 50 years? Do you feel safer? More secure? Nothing worth fighting for more than your future. At Trask Industries, we're solving tomorrow's problems today.
Did you catch the camera in the boys' room? Back in 2009, it was reported that the UK was prepared to spend $700 million outfitting the inside of homes with security cameras for the children, of course. Also in the clip, the Sentinel, the robotic policeman of the future made by Trask Industries. The real-life counterpart to Trask would be DARPA. DARPA, which has many advanced technology projects, also makes humanoid walking robots just like the Sentinels, not to mention police departments deploying their own weaponized drones.
Deputies can fly this 50-pound Shadowhawk unmanned helicopter. A powerful camera on the front is controlled with this game-like console, and the manufacturer says this one's even designed to carry weapons.
You'd have a stun baton where you can actually engage somebody at altitude with the aircraft, and a stun baton would essentially disable a suspect.
And as we move into spoiler territory, what's the reason for the sci-fi police state in the first place?
She's one of them, Martha. She needs help.
But how could you register her with that mutant control agency as if she were some sort of criminal?
The agency isn't a prison, Martha. It's an outreach program to help these unfortunate people.
And if you don't voluntarily give up your children, there's always somebody willing to come and take them from you.
Godboldo's ordeal began last Thursday at her home here on Blaine when Child Protective Services came to take custody of her 13-year-old daughter, accusing Godboldo of not giving her medication for a mental condition. Godboldo would not give up the child. Police were called, broke down her door, and that's when officers say Godboldo shot at them. A standoff ensued.
She didn't open fire.
They're supposed to register their mutant powers because of a mutant-related incident, where some try to use their powers to kill a U.S. senator. So because some use their powers for bad, now all mutants are collectively guilty until proven innocent. Does that remind you of the gun laws in this country? And that's to say nothing of the people who make the legislation, the people who say that you need to be disarmed, the people who say that you need to be registered, are steadily beefing up their own personal arsenals.
But I also believe that a lot of gun owners would agree that AK-47s belong in the hands of soldiers, not in the hands of criminals. I have two words for you: Predator drones. You will never see it coming. Yeah, we're all parents, but they're all our children. This is our first task: caring for our children. It's our first job. If we don't get that right, we don't get anything right. That's how, as a society, we will be judged. And by that measure, can we truly say, as a nation, that we're meeting our obligations? Can we honestly say that we're doing enough to keep our children, all of them, safe from harm?
Not only do they want to jail mutants because of their abilities, but also because the powers that be want to cleanse the gene pool, much like the real-life eugenics movement.
Why do you hate us? What did we ever do to you?
You were born.
We are paying for and even submitting to the dictates of an ever-increasing, unceasingly spawning class of human beings who never should have been born at all. Margaret Sanger, 1922.
And for those who say that it can't happen here, that they would never forcefully take somebody out of their communities, how soon you forget the Japanese internment camps, how soon you forget the Native American Trail of Tears. They have gone door to door taking people away from their families. They have gone door to door confiscating weapons, i.e. mutant powers.
Police department! The police and National Guard going street by street, house to house.
We need to make sure, too, that whenever we knock on doors, people refuse to leave. We need to make note, call it in.
They say there are no orders to use force, just strong persuasion, sometimes entering open houses with guns drawn, and instructions to disarm anyone inside.
While we live in a world free of mutants, we do not live in a world free of the police state trappings of a comic book from the 1980s. That should tell you something about our society. And for those of you searching for a true spoiler, I'm pretty sure Storm dies in this movie because in the comic book she dies by being stabbed by a Sentinel, and if the trailer is any indication, the same thing's going to happen in the film. Keep watching InfoWars for the crew review of Captain America Winter Soldier, and as always, you can find more reports on Infowars.com.
Celebrate the spirit of freedom and liberty upon which our nation was founded at InfoWarsShop.com. Molon Lave is ancient Greek for come and take it. This popular design combines both classic Greek Spartan imagery with modern M16 assault rifles. Now available in women's tees and proudly made in the USA. And now you can protect yourself from corrupt cops with the InfoWars dash cam. It's your car's black box that records all that the driver sees and hears. And introducing the Block It Pocket. It renders your phone undetectable while protecting your private data and your health. Or take back your privacy and protect your personal information by getting your very own Detractor cell phone pouch. So get incredibly high-quality, freedom-based products and help fund the revolution at InfoWarsShop.com.